Well, good morning. Welcome to the homestead. Sure glad you could make it. We had a pretty rough night last night. Big storm went through. No tornado warnings this time, but severe thunderstorm, 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts, that kind of thing. So a little bit of damage this morning, not too awfully bad, except for the hood of my truck. Got hit by a couple of branches that came out of a tree that's been losing branches. I knew better. I shouldn't have parked it there. I had a vision and a dream that the tree came down on top of my truck. It should have been a good vision. I should have paid attention to it. You know, sometimes we just ignore these little things that God gives us, and then we wind up paying the price for it. But anyway, the hood's not bad. It's just got a couple little dents. But before things get worse, I'm going to see about lashing a rope on that tree and just pulling it over off the front of the property to see if that's possible. Maybe you can get it, at least get some of the higher stuff off that's been breaking, and see if I can't get it to come down and make things a little safer. I thought about cutting it down, but because of where it's at, I'd rather pull it, get a little better control that way. We'll just have to see how it goes. I'm going to try to lash the rope around high on the tree and see if I can get it to fall the direction I want. I'm afraid it's going to take out a fence post or two. Fortunately, there's no fence in the fence post right now. It's the ones I sunk out on the front of the property. If it takes them down, I'll just have to put them back up. Not a huge deal. Anyway, so let's get on with this. Should be fun. Those branches right there are the ones that bounced off the hood of my truck. So again, not horrible, but could have been a lot worse. The tree is, where is it? Yeah, it's that dead one right there. So we need to get it down. All right, before I start with trying to pull that tree down with the truck, there's that branch, that little branch that goes like this, right there. See it? I'm going to try and take it out by hand. This may not be long enough. Ooh. If I hadn't grabbed on so tight to the bottom, I'd have made it. It's a good throw. That was a weak throw. Shoot. I think it's just too short. I need a longer rope. All right, well, I didn't see that coming. Kind of took out that fence, that gate pretty bad. It's buckled really bad. You'll be able to see it. Anyway, I may wind up going to get a saw and just cut that end off. Easier to move that way. So I think I'll go get my chainsaw. Okay, that does it for that tree. It also does it for that fence gate. Dang it. I'm gonna have to fix that, or temporarily fix it until I get another one. Those fence gates aren't cheap, so I may try and straighten it, but I don't think it's straightenable, honestly. But I do need to get some more stuff and hook it back up so I can at least close it. All right, the gate is fixed as far as it's going to get anyway. One other damage note, when I got in my truck to move it, I realized that the branch that came down, or branches that came down, must have hit the windshield first or second, I don't know, but it splattered it. Got a pretty good spider in my windshield about that long. So I'm gonna have to get a new windshield for my truck. Oh well. That is country living, what can I say? Alrighty, well since we're in tree mode, we're going to stay in tree mode. If you look right there, that tree is hanging way over our fence and well into our yard. It's planted on the outside of the fence. And it's dead, very dead. And it's been dropping some limbs now and again. So I'm going to try the same thing I did on the other tree and just throw a rope up there and see if I can yank some of the bigger branches off, smaller branches off, whatever. And then see about yanking it down like I did the other one. Why not? What can it hurt? So maybe it won't hurt my gate. That's already hurt and it's way far away. So I do have a few things I need to move, like underneath the tarp. We'll leave the tarp there because that's just big wood underneath there. That shouldn't be a problem. But there is some metal flashing under there. I want to get that out from under it. So if something falls on it, which it probably will, it doesn't damage the metal flashing because that would be a shame. Anyway, let's get to it. going down. A breeze and it's going to fall. Right on top of the wood. Who needs a chainsaw? I do now. All right, well, that didn't go exactly as planned, but hey, when does it ever? I expected to break off a couple of the bigger branches and then worry about yanking the stump over the other way. But when I pulled on it, as you saw, the whole tree started to go, which is a kind of a blessing in disguise, because had we not moved that metal flashing, it would be flat and ruined. And there was a lot of it. It was metal drip edge. So good thing, I guess. Hopefully it didn't puncture the tarp too bad. And I'm sure it didn't break any of the wood that's under it because it's like pretty big wood. So anyway, I need to go get my chainsaw again and limb this thing because there's no way in heck I'm going to be able to move it. It's way too heavy. But the lucky thing is that we tried this, because if we had had another storm like we had last night, it might have blown over on its own. And who knows which direction it would have went. So there you go. I'm off to get my chainsaw. Okay, I went and got the little electric chainsaw. It's easier to one hand than the gas saw, and it's a lot lighter. So it's just a little 12 or 14, I think it's 14-inch electric saw. Works good for this stuff. I got bit by something. I don't know what it was, but it's kind of tough to stop when you're in the middle of cutting something. Anyway, all that wood right there is just for the little outside fire pit. It's nice and small. Should be good for starting little fires. And then I think the bigger stuff, the big rounds, I'm going to set those aside. Whoops. I'm going to set those aside and get the splitting maul out and see if I can't split those up, and we can use those in the fire pit as well. Okay, that's wrapping up tree work for today. Not at all what I expected to do when I got up this morning, nor what I planned to do. But God has different plans. You want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. Just saying. Anyway, sure appreciate you watching. God bless you. We'll see you next time on the homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends. Bye now.